they have not, this collective in particular, have not actually incarnated on Earth as human beings or any beings, physical beings, though there are certainly other spirit guides that certainly have, but this particular collective has not. And they also very much explain that we all are one. And it is a bit of a tricky subject for us to really wrap our minds around because we have agreed to have this illusion that we're each separate, that something can happen to one and it doesn't affect another on the other side of the world. But they have tried to explain and give many different analogies to really explain how we each are actually connected in this web of energy that we consider to be our reality. So they actually haven't given me a specific time that we often want to know how many billions of years old are you, but they consider their birth, in a sense, to be the same exact as ours, that we all are from a divine creator, all are one, and that there is no end and there is no beginning, all is eternity. So it is a bit tricky for me personally to really wrap my mind around because it's just such a long period of time to think about.
Yeah, I would imagine so. What was it like as a young lady the first time you were contacted or you communicated with angels and you realized that, oh my gosh, these are angels?
It was pretty amazing, and actually my first interaction with connecting, channeling at all, and they do explain that whether you're channeling angels or other beings or other animals or people or whatever it is, it's all just a transfer of energy, and that's really what we're receiving. So once you really form that path or that bridge or regain that ability, it's all basically the same in who you connect with. But really it was, I actually connected with animals first, as that felt the most safe to me. And I really formed my trust and ability in connecting with our Himalayan cat, Sophie, who at the time I had absolutely no idea how opinionated she really could be. And I eventually felt I was on this spiritual quest, really. I was just trying to find the answers that I was just yearning for and picking up everything I could possibly find. Books and websites and YouTube videos that led me to other places. It was really a trail of cookie crumbs, if you will. And when I first connected with them, of course, I said that Zachary had stepped forward. I was very anxious because connecting with an animal or communicating with an animal seemed very different, though it was a little strange to me when I first began that. I at least knew who I was intending to connect with. Angels, I wasn't able to actually see, or no one was standing before me that I could perceive. So I was a little nervous, and it felt daunting to actually try to connect with them. I didn't know who would step forward, what it would feel like, what would I hear? Would it be a man or a woman? Would I know the difference? And so when they stepped forward, and again, I did say that it was Zachary, and it was a male voice, which certainly sounded different than my own. It was exciting, but it came through a bit too easily that I distrusted it, that I felt like it should be harder. And the angels, now that I've had a chance to really kind of grow this ability, they have explained that channeling is the easy part. We all do it on a regular basis. It's trusting what we get and really learning how to consciously work with it so that we can ask the questions that we have and receive the guidance we're looking for that seems to be so challenging for many people. And I would definitely agree with that. That's exactly what my experience was with it.
What kind of messages do the angels usually share with people?
The angels really have a very broad topic or scope of interest that they can really touch upon, though they're exceptionally good at really helping us to see a higher perspective when we feel as though we've hit a roadblock or we find things to be overwhelming or challenging, or we're not sure why something's happening or what's the lesson in this, what's the opportunity, what am I supposed to learn from this. They're exceptional at really offering a different perspective so that we can unblock our own self. They always make it a point to be clear that they're not there to actually do it for us, but to simply share their perspective so that we can see how to do it. Because they often give the analogy of someone that may have graduated with a PhD from college and goes back to kindergarten, and when you give the kindergartner the answer, they really didn't learn much from doing it. But allowing them just the guidance of showing them how you could go about it gives them that ability to form that path for themselves. So that's really what they're exceptional at. But they really do have a very broad range, and they can talk anywhere from, other planets and other civilizations and parallel realities down to karma and our past lives and our experiences that we're having in this life. So there really hasn't been a particular topic that I've baffled them yet with, and I've had many shares of different kinds of questions that I've asked, and certainly all people around the world have had all kinds of questions. So
interesting, really interesting. Have you ever seen an angel? Do they make themselves visible?
They do. They do make themselves visible. The only times that I ever get to see them is in my third eye, and I oftentimes discredit it that I really want to see it with my physical eyes, but they find that to be a bit humorous in an innocent way that I perceived seeing them with my physical eyes as being better than seeing them with my third eye, just because, you want to see them like you see everyone else, and that was my desire. But I don't see them with my physical eyes. They show me pictures or visions of what they look like, but again, they really don't have a physical form, and they take on what we feel to be the most appeasing, and it's different for everyone, as some would find their actual size to be pretty disturbing. And I actually have taken a picture, and randomly my guardian angel Zachary was standing right beside me, and he was this blue giant pillar, and he's always said that he was about 7 feet of our height, what we would consider, and he was standing right next to me where I always feel him. And I put that picture on my website, and it was really fascinating. It's always been a really nice form of validation for me that he is really there, and I do feel him just the same.
Where does the concept, and I've got less than a minute here, so maybe we can make this a fast answer. Where do we get the idea that angels have wings?
I'm not entirely sure where we actually get that concept, and they actually don't, from what I understand. But it's very angelic, or it's spiritual for many to, regardless of the religion or the backgrounds that people have. But we often do depict them as having wings, whether it's biblical or just ancient, and it's something that they take on that form, again, because we find it to be appeasing.
Gotcha. Stand by, dear. You and I have to take our news break at the bottom of the hour. Exo Nation, our guest this hour is Taryn Crimi. We're talking about angels, and her website is www.angelic-guides.com. That's www.angelic-guides.com. And Taryn and I will be back on the other side of this news break. And when we come back, Terry is going to channel the angels for us right here in the X Zone. And we're coming to you from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Don't go away. My name is Rob McConnell, and I would like to tell you about a very special lady that I have the pleasure of knowing, and that's Miss Sylvia Anthony. Sylvia Anthony believes the golden years are a time to gear up and get busy, not relax and take it easy. She has faced many hardships in her 84 years, but they have made her stronger and more determined. As founder and president of Sylvia's Haven, a shelter for women and their children near Boston, Sylvia has helped transform over 1,086 lives in the past 27 years, not only with housing, but also providing direction as to where they can go to develop the earning skills they want and need to live free from difficult domestic situations. Sylvia's Haven is everything to Sylvia Anthony, even calling it her magnificent obsession. Women who qualify for the program at Sylvia's Haven receive assistance via guidance counselors to find the appropriate job opportunity. Women and their children may remain at the housing for up to 2 years. At the end of this time, or sooner, a woman who is successfully employed and has an apartment or home may leave Sylvia's Haven to begin a new and independent life. Now this is where you come in to help make Sylvia's dream into a reality. Sylvia's dream is to have a Sylvia's Haven in every state to help as many women and their children as she can, and to help this dream come true. A crowdfunding site has been established which can be accessed at www.sylviasdream.org. Now that's www.sylviasdream.org. With your financial help and support, Sylvia Anthony will continue to help those in their time of need, not only in the Boston area, but with her dream of having a Sylvia's Haven in every state of the United States. Your help is needed to make Sylvia's dream come true. Please visit and give at www.sylviasdream.org. Once again, www.sylviasdream.org. And remember, the only difference between a dream and reality is just doing it. We need your help to make Sylvia's dream come true. Visit www.sylviasdream.org. Once again, www.sylviasdream.org. For the X Zone Radio TV show and the X Chronicles newspaper, I am Rob McConnell.
This is the X Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
Welcome back, everyone. We're back with Taryn Crimi. Her website is www.angelic-guides.com. Now, Taryn, you would like to channel the angels, and you'd like to talk to them about parallel realities and the integral role that they play in our lives.
Correct.
All right. How do we do this?
So just give me just a moment, and they will come through and share everything that they want to.
All righty.
Give me just a sec.
Okay.
Hello and welcome. We are your angelic guides, and it is a pleasure and an honor to connect with you. We wish to thank you for the opportunity to connect with you at this time, as it is our very great pleasure. We have been asked to touch upon the topic of parallel realities and the impact that they have on your own reality. Now, it may be a shock to some of you to learn that there are, in fact, parallel realities. However, there are also some of you who are, on some level, already aware that they exist. What we would like to touch upon today is how you can use them to your benefit. Now, this topic is a very large one, and we will be just scratching the surface, if you will, of the many realities that exist right alongside of all of you at any given moment. Firstly, know that there are an infinite number of parallel realities being played out concurrently alongside your own reality. Because you live in a world that is based on preconceived beliefs of linear action, linear time, you also were taught to believe that you are on just one solid timeline your entire life, meaning that event A is followed by event B and so on. However, this is not actually so. You're constantly jumping from one timeline to the next many times throughout your day in an instant. The vibration at which you choose to resonate with determines which reality you will experience. But know that every decision that you possibly could make always plays out in infinite ways. Each you, if you will, believes that it is the real you, and all of the others are simply just possibilities or probabilities, probable yous. this really makes no difference, as your soul is always aware of the infinite versions of reality